If I'm alone, let it be by choice and not fear. Chapter 9. Reflect and Reveal. I once came out of the closet, but decided to go back in. Following the continuity of the previous painting, this chapter deals with the way in which we hide and protect upon the expectations imposed on us. When I was a child, I always wanted to have longer hair, but my parents never let me. Also, in school we were required to have short hair. Since then, I wanted my hair to be longer, but I was never able to grow it out until I left my parents' house and stopped cutting it. My hair grew and grew, and once it was long, it became a symbol of freedom and autonomy. People started to tell me not to cut it, but I had already fulfilled my need to have long hair. It was as if my hair had already carried out its purpose. Growing up, I was told to keep my hair short, and when I was able to grow it out and wanted to cut it, I was suggested not to. I cut my hair with my own hand as a symbolic act of changing and overcoming the past. My hair was an important part of my image and my facade, and I felt it was necessary to get rid of it to find who I really was. The title of the first portrait is I Once Came Out of the Closet, and the second one is But Decided to Go Back In. Some titles I translate from English to Spanish or vice versa, but not this one. Some things feel more honest to say in Spanish or in English, and this is one of them. I was always afraid of what my family and the people from the conservative town I am from in Mexico might think, so I have avoided saying it out loud. This painting shows the physical act of having cut my hair, but also expresses the fear of the consequences of being something other than what is considered within the norms. It was more important for me to keep the focus of this painting on revealing the pressure I felt upon the possible rejection, rather than defining what I am. The first portrait has an open, relaxed body language, while the second is closed and tense in its pose. On one side, we have the vulnerability of the truth, and on the other, the protection of concealing our true selves. In the left side, the space is open, but uncertain. In the right side, there is a closed space with a clear way out. The open threshold behind the figure reflects the anxiety of the secret being discovered, the way the truth could come from behind to reveal that which I have been trying to hide for so long. This chapter is symmetrical to chapter 3, where we deal with the question of going away or not moving. Here, in chapter 9, we encounter the dilemma of addressing my secret or pretending it isn't true. This painting explicitly acknowledges the possibility of me being something other than heteronormative, ambiguous enough that it doesn't define me, but clear enough to take away the power from fear of being different in the process of discovering who I am. Unmasking. This is another animation I did for my illustration class. In it, I show my unmasking as a literal and metaphorical act of revealing my face and showing my truth. Think of the mask not as an object, but rather as the act of submitting oneself to what we believe others expect of us. With 2 fingers in each hand, I remove the face mask. A heart appears and becomes the 22 symbol, as a signal that I am putting my heart into the project. For this chapter, I captured videos with the clothes I appear with in the painting, to later select still images from for the portraits. I removed my facial hair and added the long hair digitally on the left portrait. I also changed the colors of the clothes. I flipped the image on the left in its vertical axis so that the light would bounce on the figures from the opposite sides, keeping the symmetry. I decided to divide it right through the middle and intensify the tension. I transferred the image using a grid. I did the underpainting in purple and worked the last layers in oil starting from the background, then the portraits, and finally the clothing. I remember you now that I've learned to say I love you, regretting I didn't say it when I felt it.